Moderator, our next business item is 1001 on an initiative to repair critical infrastructure needs of the churches and properties in the historical Native American and Alaska Native mission fields of the Presbyterian Church USA. Item 1001 calls for preparation of a comprehensive on-site inventory of all our Native American church and chapel properties. The inventory would document the conditions of these properties and clearly identify what is needed to bring them up to current building codes and health and safety standards for their continued use. This item has financial implications of $302,717. Moderator, the committee moves the approval of item 1001.
You have item 1001 before you. I recognize at microphone 2 the teaching elder to speak in favor.
Madam Moderator, I am Terry Palmer, Teaching Elder Commissioner from Grand Canyon Presbytery, the author Presbytery of Overture 1001. We believe that this overture represents the best of what mission means to Presbyterians, connectionalism and partnership. The overture seeks to take advantage of qualified volunteers in presbyteries and synods to assess the facilities needs of Native American congregations within their bounds. This is not intended to be a costly endeavor requiring extra staff or funds from PMA, as we believe the financial implications seem to reflect, nor need it be an overly time-consuming effort. I invite you to see the comment above the approved recommendation. We've done it in Grand Canyon Presbytery, and hopefully you've seen the results at our booth in the exhibit hall. What this overture seeks is assistance from PMA in connecting workers with work to be done. Congregations need not leave our borders to take a mission work trip. This overture will strengthen mission partnerships with our Native American congregations for the benefit of us all. And in light of the votes just taken on the doctrine of discovery, it seems like a good thing to do. Let's keep on working for the kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I recognize the Commissioner at microphone 3 with a question.
Hi, I'm Shelley Wood. I'm a teaching elder from Whitewater Valley Presbytery. And as I sit here, I realize I've become a fiscal conservative. It makes me anxious a bit with this amount. And while I appreciate the purpose, and with all of these overtures that are before us, I also know what's coming ahead, and I want to make sure we're fiscally responsible. And so my question is, where are we going to find the money?
Thank you for your question.
On Friday, the commissioners will be looking at the budget of the Presbyterian Mission Agency. We have people that are tallying up the costs now as you're adding amounts and overtures. We presented a balanced budget to the Mission Coordination Committee. We will need to determine with the additional amounts that we will need to incur where to find funds for these pieces of business. There are many options. Some of them are cutting back on some of the programs that we currently have, looking at our reserves and seeing if we can use some of our reserves. And there might be a few other options, maybe seeing if there are some undesignated funds that we're not currently using. That's the way we would need to do that.
May I ask, before you go back, this is mission budget, correct?
Correct.
So another way would be to contribute to our mission budget.
That would be lovely.
All right. Just thought I'd check on that. I recognize the Commissioner at microphone 1 to speak in favor.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I'm Edward Spence, a teaching elder from Grand Canyon Presbytery. I need to take issue with our staff support folks about the money part. We did this in our presbytery with a volunteer civil engineer who is retired and went out and surveyed all these churches. We know that with just some counsel from the mission agency, not hiring new staff, we can coordinate with other presbyteries and other bodies throughout the church to do the same amount of work for very little, not $300,000. These are former congregations that used to belong to what was the Board of National Missions back in the old day, and they paid for everything then. But it's not so now, but we think we can do this job and help save these churches and their buildings. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I recognize the Commissioner at microphone 2 with a question. Oh.
Wilbur, West Jersey. My question was, does this initiative include any of the actual repair work, or is it just the tallying? And my question was answered by the parliamentarian here that no, it does not include any of the actual repair work.
That's correct, as our understanding in the committee is it's just the inventory.
We have had 2 people speak in favor of this motion. We have 2 more who have risen to speak in favor. Maybe 3. I don't know at microphone 9 if that's also in favor. So I will recognize the Commissioner at microphone 2 who has a question.
Vince Patton, Elder Commissioner from Mid-Kentucky Presbytery. In the past, I'm aware that the foundation has set up funds. They did that with the Freedom Rising Fund, and I'm just wondering if that might be a possibility for, in this case, when there's such a large dollar amount, if a fund could be set up for people who want to fund this, could do so. It's a question of whether or not this was ever considered.
Thank you.
I am not able to speak for the Presbyterian Foundation. There may be someone from the Presbyterian Foundation who could speak to that. If not, I will tell you that, is there someone from the foundation? Okay. If not, I will say that we have had conversations with the foundation. The way this action is written, I believe it intends for this work to be done immediately, and the time frame is somewhat short in that it needs to be an inventory of 95, it says 98, but it's 95 Native American congregations, chapels, properties, and then the report would need to be brought back to the next assembly. We would, of course, welcome funds development efforts, but the work needs to be done now, and if the agency is directed to engage in the work, we need to find the money to do it.
Thank you, and I understand the president of the foundation is coming.
Well, my name is Eustacia Marshall. I'm the incoming chair of the Presbyterian Foundation. Just to speak to the question about whether the foundation can have funds available. There are many different tools in which you, as commissioners in your congregations, can in fact set up a fund that would help such efforts. We have donor-advised funds, and we have other kinds of funds that can go for something like this. And it will come from you. It will come from your effort. I want to encourage you to speak with our ministry relations officers or call the foundation, because we would gladly be willing to help as we do the work of the mission of our church, gathering, managing, and distributing funds for mission.
Thank you. I recognize the Commissioner at microphone 3 with a question.
Wayne Mitchell, Sacramento Presbytery. And my question is regards to the congregations at these facilities or at these churches. Are these active congregations, or is the presbytery responsible for maintaining museums?
Thank you for your question.
I would like to invite Irv Porter, Associate for Native American Congregational Support in the Presbyterian Mission Agency, to address this question.
Thank you, Irv.
Thank you. The 95 Native American congregations are vital. Some of them might not have the membership that many of your churches do, but these congregations, many of them are over 100 years old. Many of them were begun as missions by the Presbyterian Church and your forerunners as well, denomination forerunners as well. And so these congregations have continued, sometimes without electricity, sometimes without running water, and many of them without leadership. And so they're vital to the work that I do, certainly, by advocating for them and for being a liaison between this body and our churches and these vital 95 Native American congregations. It may seem that using this type of funds to prop up, if you will, a museum or whatever you want to call it, but to these Native American congregations, they've been going to these churches for generations. Many of them are family churches, and many of them are the only churches on their reservation.
Thank you. We have only people speaking in favor. I appreciate you rising to do so, but at this point we will move to voting. Thank you for your willingness to speak. Again, we will use our electronic devices. So advisory delegates, you know the first step. When you see the voting window display on your device, please click the option corresponding to your vote. We are voting on item 1001. Please start the voting now and display the results when ready. Commissioners, you have been advised. And commissioners, you have your handsets. When you see the screen display on your handset, follow the directions and register your vote. Please start the voting now and display the results when ready. Item 1001 has been approved.